Right, I'm about to make a video that probably a lot of you will disagree with, but that's okay. I'm allowed to have my own opinions, I'm allowed to have my own perspective, I'm allowed to have my own view. But I just wanted to make this video to potentially open your mind and to see things in a kind of a different light, from a different perspective. So I have been in a YouTube rabbit hole of like success porn, self-improvement, all of that, like make more money, you need to get rich, you need to be successful, you need to do monk mode. I fell into that recently, predominantly before Ibiza, and I've kind of dug myself out of it now and the algorithm's starting to change. But prior to Ibiza, my algorithm was just how to get rich, how to make 10K a month, how to be a millionaire by the time you're 23. And I think that pretty much all of those videos are extremely unrealistic. Obviously, I really respect people like Iman Gadzhi, Alex Hormozi, all of those guys. I think the content that they make is absolutely amazing. I think it's extremely beneficial. It definitely motivates and inspires me. But I think one thing that's super important to realize is that achieving what Iman Gadzhi and Alex Hormozi and people like that have achieved is very like unrealistic, to be honest. Like, you are most likely never going to be like Iman Gadzhi or Alex Hormozi, and that's perfectly fine. You might not necessarily want to be. And again, this is based on what I've been watching, so this might not be for everyone in my audience, but I think it's just something that I've realized, especially recently. And my network now is full of very successful people who make a lot of money. 10K a month, 20K a month, 50K a month, 100K a month. And one thing like that I realized living my life is that I'm not jealous of those people. I'm happy for them. They're my friends and I'm supportive of them, but I would never want to live my life how they live their life. Back-to-back meetings, calls all day, every day. They have to commit certain hours behind their desk. And I've realized like that is something that I really don't want to do, and I could probably never do. And does that mean that I potentially will not become a millionaire ever? Does that mean I won't make 100K a month? Probably not. And the reality is, I don't really care. Like, the sweet spot, I think, and Iman Gadzhi's talked about this before, is around 20K to 30K a month. You can live a very nice life making that amount of money. And again, I'm 31 now. I don't make that type of money yet. I hope one day that I will, but if I don't right now, the amount of money that I make right now, I'm super happy with. So I'm quite content. I'm not in the comfort zone. I'm still pushing myself to be better every single day, and I want to be better every single day, but I also don't want to work 12 hours a day. Now, don't get me wrong, there are days when I sit behind my laptop at a desk and move from coffee shop to coffee shop, or I sit on the sofa all day on my laptop for 10 or 12 hours, and that's when I'm working on something that I'm super passionate about, a project of my own, building my own dreams, something that I really, really, truly care about. But I am not one of those like tech guys, like super intelligent, obsessed with like sales funnels and making money and leads and all of this stuff. Like, I am not that person. And I don't think you need to be that type of person either to be successful or to be happy. So the point of this video is I've just been sat this morning in a park in Madrid for 4 hours reading my book. I had 5 café con leches, which is five coffees with milk in the 4 hours, and I didn't have my phone, and I was unbelievably happy. I brought my book and my notebook, and all these ideas started coming into my head. And the main reason that I'm making this video is, well, 2 reasons. Last night I watched a video from Charlie Morgan, who I recently found, and I think he's super intelligent. I think he's got so much value, and he has, like, honestly, he blows my mind, some of the stuff that he comes out with. But he was basically telling you all of these things that you need to do to become a millionaire, to become ultra successful. And that was the last video that I watched before I went to bed. And he was saying, like, you need to grind for 10 years. You need to lock in for 10 years. You need to not go on holiday with your friends. You need to not go to Bali. You need to not go to Ibiza. You need to miss out on all of those weekends for 10 years if you want to get to this millionaire super high level. And I realized as he was going through the video that I do not ever want to live like that. I love my life in every single way. In the last 2 months, I've been in Bali, I've came to Madrid, I've been skiing in Andorra for 10 days, I've been in Ibiza for a week with the Creator Club, I'm now back in Madrid, tomorrow I'm going to London, and in 2 weeks I'll go somewhere different, and I absolutely love my life. I work probably between 2 to 3 hours a day. I love sitting in the sun, reading my book, I love going to the gym, I love going for a run, I love waking up on my own terms. And I think living like this and being eternally free, like no one is telling me what to do. And that's another good thing about, I only work with Whoop and Ghost now. They're my 2 brand deals, and they don't tell me what to do because I've worked with them for so long. So I have full creative freedom. I decide what I post. And again, building my own business, the Creator Club, that also allows me to live more on my own terms, so no one's telling me what to do. And again, like I said, I'm not making 30K a month, 40K a month, 50K a month. I'm not making that much money, but I am so happy. On my weekly calendar, I only allow for calls on a Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I don't take any calls, so I can just focus on myself and do my own passion projects. I don't do any calls other than Monday and Tuesday. So Monday and Tuesday are the only days that really feel like work. And again, like I said, I'm trying to improve every single day, and improving and getting better and becoming more successful doesn't necessarily always mean making more money. I've started Spanish classes, which I do twice a week. I speak to a therapist every now and then, every couple of weeks. And I'm trying to go deeper into improve myself rather than just superficially, like going to the gym, running, all of that stuff. I'm trying to improve myself in various different ways so that I'm getting better each and every single day. And that might be breaking bad habits, trying to improve my relationship in various ways, reading books, like trying new exercises, like trying different things, going to new places, traveling to new places. Like this is all how you get better and become, in my view, more successful. The more you experience, the wiser you become, the older you become. I think you start to realize that actually success isn't measured by how much money you make on a monthly basis or a yearly basis. And so I've made some notes here so I don't go off on a rant, even though I've been now going on a rant for 7 minutes. So I'm sorry. But I think one person that I learned the most from was Uncle Mike. And when I look at anyone in my kind of friendship zone, my idols, my inspirations, my role models, Uncle Mike is number 1. He taught me pretty much every single thing that I know, apart from the video skills and photo skills that I learned. Mike pretty much taught me everything else. So I'm super grateful. And like I've said before, Mike has been my mentor without me ever actually realizing, because he's my best friend. And so I'm super grateful for Uncle Mike for everything that I've learned. But the biggest takeaway that I've learned from Uncle Mike is not necessarily to be irresponsible with money, but to just enjoy life, to go on nice holidays, to take time off work, to stay in nice places, to live a life where you're truly happy. Like Mike's so fortunate. He's worked very hard for it, I might say. Very, very hard to get to this level that he's at now. But like Mike's biggest stress in his day is deciding on which time to go to the gym, or what gym to go to, or which healthy, high-protein meal you should eat. Obviously, he's got the podcast and all of that stuff running now, which is obviously a lot more stressful. But typically, on an average day, Mike's biggest concern is what time is he going to go. And I'm not trying to belittle or patronize Mike in any way. He's now at a certain level of success that allows him to have, like, the luxury of his life is that's pretty much one of the only things he has to worry about. And this is what I was thinking too. One of my biggest stresses is, where is the next place I'm traveling to? And me and Mike talk about this every single day, like, where should we go next? Where should we meet up? What should we do? And like, that's the only stress that I have is like, where am I going to go after Madrid? Or where am I going to go after Bali? Or where am I going to have to go after Dubai? Or when am I next going to Ibiza? Or like, when is the next thing? And again, I could stay put somewhere if I really wanted to, but I don't want to. I love going to new places. In that park this morning, having a coffee with no phone, I had so much inspiration. I had so many new ideas. I was like able to think deeply. Even though I was reading, I kind of stopped, paused, read, think, reflect, write down my notes. And it was really nice. And I love going to new places because new places, new environment brings new inspiration. And that's what I want. Basically, the moral of this story, this video is like, if I really want to, next week, I can fly and go and stay with Uncle Mike in Dubai. I can fly to Bali and go and live with Joel for a month. Like, that is an unbelievable life. And obviously, don't forget that I've been doing this now for almost 8 years. The first 3-4 years, I did have to grind. I had to have almost no sleep, filming, editing videos all day, every day, photos, videos, traveling all around the world, driving, flights, everything, to networking, to build this life that I have now. I put in the grind, I put in the time, I put in the hours, I put in the work, and now I'm able to live like this. I'm 31 years old, so again, don't compare yourself to me. Like, don't compare yourself to anyone. Like, it doesn't matter. Everyone is all at different stages in their life, and there's no time limit, really. You can do everything in your own time. As long as you're every day trying to get a little bit better, trying to improve, and even if you're not at the stage where you're trying to improve every single day, I think you should be consciously thinking of, where do I want to be? What makes me happy? How much money do I need to be happy? What do I need to do to earn that amount of money? And remember, it's not always just grinding. Like, if you can work smarter rather than harder, you're potentially going to be a lot happier. Like, for example, for me, if I could work 2 to 3 hours Monday to Friday, and I can make over 10K, if I can make 10K a month working 2 to 3 hours a day, Monday to Friday, I would be so much happier doing that than working 10 hours every single day to earn 50K a month. And because I'm able to have freedom in my life. I'm not restricted to my desk, to my laptop, to my phone, to emails, to responsibilities of staff, other people. Like, there isn't anyone else relying on me. Yes, right now I have people working with me and for me and together with me in the Creator Club. For example, Kane and Josh, who organizes the trips. Kane messaged me the other day. He's literally just drove from the UK to Spain, and now he's living in Marbella for 2 months with his girlfriend. And he messaged me saying, Kane was also already very successful before he even joined the Creator Club, but he messaged me saying, one of the biggest things that I've learned from you is to just take risks and get out the comfort zone and go and move abroad. Like, and he's been in Marbella a week, and he said he's the happiest that he's ever been. So it's like small changes like that you can make in your life. And even if you have a full-time job, you could take a month off work if you've got some savings and go and live somewhere new. Go and live somewhere where the sun shines, where there's a blue sky. It makes such a difference to your mood, to how you feel, to your everyday life. So again, try not to fall into this trap of like these 23-year-old millionaires driving around Dubai in their Lamborghinis, wearing Rolexes. Like, yes, all of that stuff is cool, it's nice, but it wears off after a while. Like, and when they have to go back to working 12-hour days behind their desk, grinding, like, you don't see that. And like, for me, I would much rather work 2 or 3 hours a day and sit in the sun and enjoy my life than be driving around Dubai in a Lambo. I don't need a Lambo to drive around Dubai. Like, yes, one day I hope I can have a Lambo, but I want to enjoy the process of getting there rather than having to suffer. I like to live a life, and by the way, this is very important, I did have to suffer for 2 or 3 years, 4 years, whilst I was grinding, whilst I was improving my photography, my videography, but then again, I wasn't really suffering because I was doing something that I really enjoyed, something that I was passionate about, something that I loved. So the point of this video is to try and find something that you actually really love, that you really care about, that you're passionate about, and that also gives you freedom to work on it in your own time, in your own terms, whenever you want. Like, I don't know why, but recently, I'll be honest, I've been waking up at 11 a.m. But I get all my work done, my editing or whatever it is that I'm working on, I do it in the evening, and then I go for a run or I go to the gym late at 9 or 10 p.m. and then I eat at 12, and then I go to bed at like 2, and my body just falls into that habit naturally. And previously, I would have been annoyed at myself for going to bed late and for waking up late, but I realized it doesn't matter. My day is still the same. I still feel good. I'm still getting 8 or 9 hours sleep. My Whoop recovery is good. I'm running a marathon in London at the weekend. That's all that really matters. It doesn't really matter what time I wake up. It's not affecting anyone else. And also another thing that my parents sometimes ask me, and other people from the outside who don't really know me ask me, is like, oh yeah, Louis, this is all fine and well right now, but what are you going to do when you're older? Like, I'm 31. I'm getting old. And for me, as long as I stay consistent and keep showing up on YouTube, on Instagram, in social places and networking and meeting new people, as long as I'm consistent, new opportunities will keep presenting themselves to me. That's what's happened my whole life. As long as I keep showing up, as long as I try to keep progressing and getting better, new opportunities will continue to open up. The Creator Club is about to be 1 year old, and I had no idea. I never had any intentions or plans of creating that community. It just, that idea and that opportunity just presented itself to me one day after I had been grinding non-stop. It was like I had done 6 or 7 months sober. I was in Bali, I was locked in, and then me and Joel were sitting together just talking, chatting, having a conversation at dinner, and then the idea came up to do the Creator Club on a monthly membership, and now we're almost a year old. We've just had the sickest time in Ibiza. We've got 140 members. It's changed my life in every single way. I feel like it's the most fulfilling thing that I could ever do. I feel so happy. I feel so lucky every single day that I have such an amazing business that is filled with some of the most amazing people that I've ever met in my life, all in my community. So I'm super grateful for that. But I never had, 5 years ago, I had no idea that was going to happen. Even 1 year ago, I never knew that this was going to happen. So like, as long as you just keep showing up, as long as you keep progressing, new opportunities, new ideas will come through. They'll present themselves to you. They'll show up in your life. And as long as you are doing good, you're being good, and you're positive, like, these things will come to you. As long as you're consistent, as long as you put in the hours, as long as you put in the reps, that's when things start to pay off. So yeah, when I'm older, like, for example, my favorite podcasts are Joe Rogan, Andrew Hubman. Also, like, not my favorite, but I like him, Gary Vee. Like, these are older guys, these are older gentlemen. And as they get older, they get wiser, they get more experienced, more interesting stories. So like, I don't think social media or having an online presence or having an online business has like once you're 35, you need to get a normal job. Like, I don't think that's how it works at all. So I'm not really worried about the future. And again, by the way, for those people who love grinding, who love working, who love being in an office, who love having someone tell them what to do, some people like having someone to tell them what to do, because then they don't need to worry, they don't need to think outside of that. So for those people who do enjoy that stuff, that's fine, that's fair enough for you. If you enjoy it, that's good, I'm happy for you. But for those who have realized like they're actually unhappy because they're chasing something, or they're not chasing anything and they're just following instructions every single day, I want you to just think about this. And remember that you don't need to make 10K a month. You don't need to make $1 million a year when you're 24, 25, 30 years old. Like, it's pretty ridiculous, to be honest. Like, when you're in your 20s, if you make between like 3 and 5K a month, you can live a very, very good life, especially if you're living with friends and you share a villa in Bali or Spain or somewhere. You live together, you share the groceries, you go to the gym together. 3 or 5K, that can go a very long way, and you can enjoy yourself thoroughly. And then I would say, once you get into your 30s, again, I'm just saying numbers, but it doesn't really matter what age you start earning money at, but just don't put pressure on yourself. But Iman Gadzhi said it as well, like, once you start earning between 20 and 30K a month, and you don't really have too many responsibilities or stresses, you will probably be at the happiest you can be. And so, they are just my thoughts. Once again, I'm in a very privileged position right now, like, very privileged, and I'm super, super grateful for that. And that's why kind of this video came from this morning, was when I was just sitting in the park thinking, like, I'm so lucky that I get to live this life. But please don't forget that I did put in the work. I put in a lot of work to get here. But I'm not also punishing myself or suffering, thinking, I need to be like Iman Gadzhi, I need to be like Hamza, I need to make all this money, I need to retire my family, I need to have $1 million in the bank. Like, I'm not putting those pressures on myself because they don't really matter to me. I'm still happy. I'm actually more happy not having those pressures. So just think about that. Yeah, I would say the final point is, which again I'm super grateful for, is Uncle Mike helping me to be able to get to this point in my life. Rob helping me get to this point in my life. Joel, like, if you have friends where you can work together, help each other, build together. Like, imagine if Mike was the only one that was successful out of all of us, and he was able to travel the world and do whatever he wanted and have this amazing life, but all of us still had to work 9 to 5s, and we still had to ask our bosses if we could get a week off to go on holiday with Mike, so we could all be in the same place, to Tulum, Mexico, or Ibiza, or Bali, or Dubai, and we all had to ask for permission from our boss to have 1 week off. No, that would be bullshit. It would be boring for Mike, and it sucks for everyone else. So if you can actually help your friends, if you can lock in with a small circle of everyone who's like-minded, who they want the same things, they're driven, they're hardworking, they're motivated, they're willing to put in the work, they're willing to put in the reps. If you can build something together, help each other grow, help each other progress, and now you can be in a position like me, Mike, Rob, Joel, our full friendship group basically all works online remotely from wherever we want in the world. We can literally I can create a group chat tomorrow and I'll be like, boys, let's meet here for a week, or let's go do here, or let's go skiing here next year. And everyone doesn't have to ask for permission. They don't need to ask their boss. They don't need to even think about it. They know as long as they're working hard, they'll have the money for the trip and they can say yes. And that's the beauty of it, is that we can all go and live freely on our own terms, go wherever we want at any time, because we've worked our asses off to be in this position where we have complete freedom of our lives, our location freedom, time freedom, and again, I'm not quite there yet, but financial freedom eventually. Oh, yeah, that's all I was thinking. And I was thinking, like, I posted a reel last night of me and all the boys from the Creator Club. You're gonna see the Ibiza video after this one. And just all of us having the best time in Ibiza. And this was, my dream was, when I first created the community a year ago, was to have an Ibiza trip where I could show all the boys, like, this is what life's about. Taking a boat on a Monday from Ibiza to Formentera, going to eat paella on the beach, drinking beers, and life is so good because you're surrounded by like-minded people, you're having interesting conversations, and this is exactly everything that Mike taught me whilst I spent my 4 or 5 years with Mike. I'm now trying to teach to my community, to the guys, to the young girls in my community who also want to live on their own terms like this. So that's what the Creator Club's all about. Giving people a taste of this life and trying to help them in whatever way I can build a life like mine in different niches, in different areas. Like Josh is an accountant, we have online coaches, we have copywriters, we have people in sales, we have people in fashion, we have people in e-com, we have people who do website design, we have people in all different areas and niches, and it's possible for all of us as long as you have the skills. So anyway, Creator Club will be 1 year old in 2 weeks, which is amazing. We have 140 members. I'm super proud. And also this video is just for you to watch, to listen, and to think about your life. And are you happy? What would make you happy? Maybe it's something just so small, like literally asking your boss, if you do work a normal 9 to 5, can you work remotely for 1 month and you go and live somewhere in Spain, somewhere cheap in Spain, and you get a little Airbnb and you can work in the sun from your terrace and you can just kind of slow down and enjoy the Spanish lifestyle. But anyway, that's all for now. 25 minutes of me rambling. I'm very sorry, but I just wanted to put that out there. I was going to put this on my new other channel that I toyed the idea with, but I think I'm just going to put it here. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the Ibiza Creator Club video, which will be coming up after this one. And thanks for watching. If you like this, make sure to drop a comment, leave a like, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 100K this year. Keep forgetting to tell people to subscribe. So if you haven't, make sure you do. And I'll see you guys in the next one.